want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife, an Arctic welcome. Perhaps listening to those cold winds whipping through your ears has made you shiver. Perhaps you feel a need now to turn up the heating or pull on a jumper as a consequence of the cold sensation that you're experiencing. But apparently it's not going to be as cold as the reception that Harry and Harry's wife are going to receive. Oh yes. There's a cold front ahead for the gruesome twosome, as GOTV with the enigmatically named web desk reports as follows. Prince Harry and Harry's wife to receive Arctic reception by British people. Now, it's not the case that a lot of Eskimos are going to be shipped in for a bit of nose rubbing and igloo building. On the contrary, the reporter explains Prince Harry and Harry's wife may not be getting a warm welcome if they were to arrive to King Charles' coronation on May the 6th, 2023. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are currently surrounded by rumours of their possible attendance at the event following the release of the Duke's explosive memoir, Wah! The memoir came a month after the Sussexes' bombshell shitflix docuseries, Harry and Harry's Wife, which chronicled their experience of the royal family and bored everybody to tears with their repeated victimhood and their decision of stepping down as senior working members of the royal family, which we must have heard until our ears have bled. Royal commentator Daniela Elsa penned in her news.com.au column that both Harry and Harry's wife are in for a difficult time, and not just from the royal family, but Brits as well, via Express UK. Harry might be the king's son and fifth in line to the throne, but now, having turned his litany of family grievances into a highly lucrative one-man cottage industry, on Coronation Day he'll accept to play much of the same role as one of Princess Beatrice and Eugenie's artfully perched chapeaux, ornamental and nothing more. Ouch. She continued, now with this latest news, the Duke faces only an Arctic reception by his family, an Arctic reception by Fleet Street, and an Arctic reception by a British people about as keen on he and Harry's wife as a tray of flaccid vegan sausage rolls. Elsa's comments come following Harry's Wife and Harry being parodied in hit animated sitcom South Park. Following the mocking of the couple, royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams believes the Sussexes are becoming figures of fun. Becoming? There's no doubt about that. They already are. So is there an Arctic reception ahead for them? It seems to me that that is highly likely. Of course, we have the usual hokey-cokey about whether they'll attend and whether they will not, as Harry's wife repeatedly attempts to manoeuvre a position into being invited because she's so desperate to attend, because she needs something else that she can whinge about and a further opportunity for material that she can then monetize. The fact is that as their popularity absolutely tanks in the United States, see parts passing, it is even lower in the United Kingdom. Whereas once Harry was popular and well liked by many people, the fact that he is engaged in the behaviour that I have described as a consequence of the fact that he's become ensnared by his narcissist wife and prone to a combination of low cognitive function, manipulation and emotional thinking, has committed transgression after transgression. He is no longer popular. His handler, his captor, even less so, and therefore it is highly likely that an Arctic reception would greet them if they were invited and if they attend the coronation. If they were to be booed, Harry won't be best pleased at all, and he will get a ginger rag on. Harry's wife, of course, is receiving challenge fuel, but she doesn't like to be booed because, as I've mentioned, this flies in the face of her facade of being a kind person, and her narcissism simply tells her, we don't understand why I'm being booed. It doesn't make any sense. They're so unfair, so hateful, so awful towards me. She cannot fathom out why she could be booed. Many of you will find this extraordinary. You will think to yourself, oh, come now. She knows why she's being booed. She knows that she's been a complete twat to so many people. No, she doesn't. She sits there believing that she's the one that's hard done to. She believes that anything that she's done has been fair and proportionate to the way that she has been treated. And she has said this over and over again to old Ginger Bollocks, so he has begun to believe it too. What would, of course, be the most effective response to her is that when she appears, is for people to fall silent and turn their backs to her. That would cause absolutely massive wounding. Along with the fact that they're not going to be on the balcony, the fact that they are going to largely be cold-shouldered by certain members of the royal family, you can expect some choice action from Princess Anne and also from Sophie, which will, of course, have Harry's wife feeling wounded by those non-intimate secondary sources having nothing to do with her. But if thousands of people fall silent and turn their backs upon her at an appropriate moment when she appears, that will cause substantial wounding to her and would actually be far more effective than booing. The booing, of course, provides her with fuel. It's a reaction. It tells her that she matters. But turning their backs upon her would send such a message to her and starve her of fuel. In fact, you could almost see that it would cause the facade to break, resulting in some form of tantrum. She wouldn't lash out towards the crowd, but rather you might see a crestfallen and furious face as she mutters about it to Prince Harry as he does his best to placate her, no doubt well used to performing that role. Accordingly, it is likely there's going to be an Arctic reception. It just depends whether it's a chorus of boos that are icy towards them, or the altogether more effective ignoring her wholesale, which in the circumstances will cause much greater wounding, starve her of fuel, and likely cause cracks to appear in that all-important facade. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.